Chaila Diaz. I work with extra special parents.
And I'm Richard Roberts. I'm her son.
What inspired me to become a foster parent, I would have to say, is seeing the difference that I can make in their children's lives as far as when they look back on their, look at their future, and also providing them for nurturing in a stable home. One of my biggest fears, because I know you will have different attitudes and different personalities, and I wanted to make sure that I can correct them, but at the same time let them know I still care. I didn't want to feel like, well, she's correcting me, she's mad at me. I want them to know that I care about them, and I'm just correcting them.
Really, it wasn't a hard decision, really. In my mom's past, she have always dealt with juveniles and juvenile detention and all that. So she's seen, kids from all different walks of life and situations. And she just always had that in her to nurture them, to try to accommodate for them and help them in any way that she can possibly. So really, when we discussed it as a family, I was for it, she was for it. So, she really just pushed the button.
Yes. More recent, we was coming back from Walmart, and me, my family, also who I call my bonus baby, and we was all together. We was taking the groceries out. And once she finished the water, she set the water down, and she looked at me. She said, "So you gonna adopt me, right?" And I just smiled, and I was like, "Yeah, we're working on it. That's the goal." But that was so rewarding, because I felt like I'm doing something right. I'm making a difference with her. This is somewhere where she really wants to be at, So I just felt good with that.
What surprised me the most about this experience, I would have to say, is the connection, the bond that you make with the child. When they come in, it's just a child coming into your home. Like, you don't know this person and they don't know you. But the longer that they stay in your home, you form that connection, that bond with that child. Like, for example, not too long ago, I took her to, one of her favorite rappers' pop-up shop, up in Richmond. We had karaoke the whole time in the car, just singing and laughing. Like, we really formed that bond. We got closer. So I would have to say that was, fulfilling for me.
I wouldn't say it changed it. I would say it's an inclusion. Anything that I do, I just enter into it. As far as schools, it just moves naturally, just smoothly. Or even when they're out of school during the summertime, like I put her in camp, different things. So with me having a foster child, it doesn't take away from my current life. It doesn't, to me, it improves it. It helps it, because I have someone else that I'm giving care for. I would have to say the most rewarding part for fostering for my family, in my point of view, I would say seeing their faces, seeing how happy that they are, making a difference, because you can help a lot of children. Not all kids will be susceptible or acceptable to that, but actually seeing them smiling and being comfortable and wanting to be at your home. Like, that's so rewarding for me.
I would have to say the most rewarding part for me is really having that sibling thing. Like, for me, I'm the youngest child. So, I never had the experience of having a younger sibling than me. I never knew what that felt like. But to actually have, a child coming home and, to actually form that bond with them, to see like, hey, I have a younger sibling, like, it's actually real fulfilling. It's such an experience. I would have to say that's the most rewarding part for me.
You're going to have doubts. You may be a little scared, but go for it. It's not going to always be easy, but the reward of seeing that you can make a difference with the kids and seeing that you're providing them something that they may have never had, it's worth it. I would say go for it.